Hey there, Saints fans. Welcome back to Talking Saints. As you can see, we got our technical producer back with us today, and we got, as always, my glorious co-host, Alexander Thompson. You also notice we're on a couch. It's kind of weird.
The new Talking Saints studio.
Yeah. We're going to add some more. We'll probably have a wider shot here soon, and we'll have some shelves here with some stuff, but I have all that coming. I need to get a bigger backdrop. This is actually hanging up from some hooks. So we kind of jerry rigged it up there with some redneck. You can't see it. Movie magic.
Movie magic.
But some redneck. What is it? Redneck magic. Anyways, guys, disappointing loss this week.
It was
against the Los Angeles Rams.
We were dominating the time of possession. We were running the ball really good in the first half. But we just weren't capitalizing, We were getting close to the red zone. We had long drives that, you can take all the time off the clock that you want to, but if we're not scoring, then.
Yeah, it was definitely a problem, you got that cold going.
Yep.
It's definitely a problem because, our biggest thing was we needed to limit the big plays. And for the most part, we did that. Up until I think Puka Nacua had a big touchdown, and then who was number 5? Tutu Atwell or
Tutu Atwell, yeah. I think they have Demarcus Robinson too. He might have done something.
Yeah, we were definitely missing. Unfortunately, guys like Lattimore against those top wide receivers, and we stopped them at the beginning of the game, but we couldn't stop them later on.
They figured it out and started putting points on the defense.
They had
the second Tyrann Mathieu went out, they immediately targeted on a deep ball, and it hit like literally the first play he was on the sideline. Like they scored a touchdown. It was ridiculous.
Another thing that was absolutely miserable is they kept running the same exact play with Kyron Williams, and we couldn't stop it.
We couldn't do anything. We got to get beefier and better at stopping the run on the D line.
And with the way the season is, I mean, the biggest issue of the game was we lost Taysom with the ACL tear.
And it may have been the last time we ever see Taysom.
Unfortunately, it may be. I mean, that could have been it. That's super sad to say.
Old. I want to say this is either the second or third time dating back to college that he's torn his ACL.
Yeah, and we need to work on something that was a freak injury.
Yeah.
But we need to work on something in the injury department because this year has been just miserable with injuries.
I mean, we're missing Rashid Shaheed, Chris Olave. Lattimore was out. Adebo's gone.
Yeah, it's
something out. Carr missed several games. Eric McCoy hasn't been healthy. But I mean, you can't use injuries have been huge. It's not the reason we're 4-8. A lot of that's Dennis Allen. A lot of that's the aging roster, and just lack of ability to stop teams on defense and stay healthy on offense.
Yeah, we're definitely. I mean, you definitely see the puzzle pieces kind of fitting in place, but you don't see the whole picture yet. There's obviously some pieces missing in this, analogy I have going on, but nothing we can do about it this year.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to address it in the draft and in the free agency.
And free agency is gonna be rough. We're starting off in the hole.
Yeah, and I think we need to take the same approach we did during the last free agency with how we brought in Willie Gay and Chase Young on cheaper deals. Where they can kind of prove themselves. In this case, they really haven't. Chase Young's been all right, but Willie Gay hasn't really done anything.
No, he hasn't. I mean, I didn't even see him on the field.
You need to sneeze?
No, I'm good.
All right.
I didn't even see him on the field Sunday. And, we brought him in to stop these mobile quarterbacks. And, I mean, the couple games we had with mobile quarterbacks, I think he had a broken hand.
Yeah, he's definitely been a disappointment this season. And Heron, our, onboard Chiefs fan, he had a lot of high hopes for him. So the fact that he's really underperformed has been disappointing. But, besides the point, offense kind of didn't really do. We kind of had the run game going. And as we've seen from Kubiak's a really good first half coordinator. And if everything's going good in the first half, he can put up a really good game, but he doesn't make the adjustments.
The script went perfect for him in the first half. Like he did exactly what he wanted to do. He ran the ball. He picked up a lot of first downs, took time off the clocks, but it still only resulted in what, 6 points?
Yeah, I would say the point where I knew it was kind of, not necessarily not over, but the point I was like, yeah, that's probably going to bite us, was when Alvin Kamara like bulldozed like three dudes to get in for the touchdown,
Yeah,
and it got overturned.
because Trevor Penning got pushed onto
Well, that was
the
two, I
direction
guess.
of,
Yeah,
yeah, he got pushed into the direction of somebody and fell right in front
yeah,
of
and
their
that
legs.
well,
The woman
yeah,
referee was
well,
like, you can't do that. And I'm like, he obviously didn't do it on purpose. He got blocked.
yeah. I mean, it was clear as day. I mean, it should have been a picked up flag, but I mean, look who we were playing.
Right.
I mean, there was another crazy thing where Jawan Johnson's being like tackled. They don't throw up, the pass
Yeah.
interference. And then there was kind of it should have been holding. If any penalty was called
Yeah.
against Alante,
It
they
was a
called
big
pass
third
interference in
down.
the.
And not only the whole thing about the pass interference that got me. So even if you're calling that pass interference, it happened on like the 10, 12 yard line. And they got the ball on the 6 or 7 yard line.
Yeah,
Like where they spotted that ball, Alante was completely turned around with an eye on the quarterback. You know what I mean? It makes no sense.
they'll call it. That's just the problem with the NFL. Blatant
Yeah.
calls, but and not only, but there was the one where Fuaga was the one I was talking about earlier with one where Fuaga was the illegal man downfield.
Yeah.
Which stinks.
Which I guess it doesn't matter if he come back or not because
No, he did come back, but it
definitely
wouldn't matter.
downfield, but came back before the ball was out. But I'm guessing it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that is a good point. I don't know the specific rule on that. I think if who knows, I would say if your guy gets back before the ball is thrown.
Yeah.
But
If you know the answer to that, please comment it on the video.
yeah, for real. I don't know.
It's me.
But moving on, disappointing loss to the Rams. I mean, our season is practically. I mean, if it wasn't, it was already over for the most part. I mean, it was a long shot.
Yeah. It's officially over.
I mean, there's if in layman's terms, if you're to equate it to something, it's when you check your fantasy lineup and you're looking at where your rankings is, and it gives you a percentage to get the playoffs for like 1% right now. It'd take a miracle, and we don't have miracles in our bag.
Kind of a big blow for Darren Rizzi as well too.
Yeah, he needed the wins, to kind of solidify himself as he could be that guy. And
I like him for giving us entertaining ball, but at the end of the day, I don't care how good you are. I mean, I don't want a special teams coach.
I mean, I don't necessarily care about that, but I need some type of generational young guy, like a Ben Johnson or, like Sean McVay was that for the Rams. Just young coach who could come in and tear it up. I mean, look at is it Kevin O'Connell, the guy who's the coach for the Vikings right now? He should get coach of the year.
He should.
He's been amazing.
9 wins with Sam Darnold.
But again, it's disappointing, and really after the Rams game, and the Washington game's going to be tough, and the Packers game, but we have a couple games that we should easily.
It could win against the Giants. Could win against the Raiders. I think we had the Bucks too.
Yeah, we should win all three of those. Realistically, the Bucks aren't that good. What were they ranked in the power rankings? Like 13 or 12. They're not that good.
They came on lately with Bucky Irving. He's been a dog.
Yeah, but still, you go back and look at that Panthers game. They should have lost. I mean, they had like kind of the same scenario we had against them when we were playing them in the playoffs. They got a really lucky fumble that flipped the momentum back in their favor. Whereas in this case, the Panthers were going to win, and then Chuba Hubbard fumbles like that's terrible. I feel bad for Panthers fans. But we do have a matchup against the Giants, and normally you'd say, Daniel Jones, but now we're even saying, Drew Lock.
Yeah.
It's going to be a colder game, but it's not going to be cold like negatives or snow. I mean, it's like it is out here right now. I think it was like in the 47 to 30s. I mean, it's not bad.
Looks like we'll have Kendre Miller back, which is good news.
Eric McCoy will be back.
Officially? Wow.
He was practicing today.
That's great news.
The Saints posted a thing, or maybe New Orleans football.
Oh, yeah.
It was McCoy was playing Bub Memes was playing,
Kendra.
and Kendra.
All three of those. I mean, they almost make up for Taysom being out.
Yeah, I would say Kendra definitely helping because I don't want Jamal behind AK being the next guy up is not good. Jamal, that season he had with the Lions was definitely a system running back.
It was a fluke. Unfortunately, and I like Jamal Williams. He's a cool dude, but he's got a lot left to be desired. On that football field,
for sure
he leaves yards out there too.
As
some LASIK.
We're actually playing against a former division rival player, probably the best player that we played against defensively, in Brian Burns.
Oh yeah,
we playing him again. Yeah, I know.
On the Giants.
He went from one crappy situation
right
back to another.
One. Yeah,
sucks for him, but playing against Brian Burns, that's they have a pretty good defensive line. I think they have Dexter Lawrence.
Yeah.
Is it Thibodeau? They have KV or is it
Kayvon Thibodeau?
Yeah. So they have a pretty good D line.
Yeah.
Having McCoy back's going to help with that. Salvaderi, I don't know if he's practicing. I don't know if Lucas Patrick is practicing.
I think Salvaderi's done.
He's done?
He got carted off.
Yeah, sure. So Salvaderi's done, sure. So but behind him,
Lamo, Hergel for sure.
So I mean we just got to make sure the scheme. I mean, I know it's just definitely a kind of the nail in the coffin episode for the show. I mean, you know what I mean. This is definitely in terms of this season. It's definitely. I mean, as you can tell, we're a little less hopeful, a little less energetic. I mean, it's disappointing. We got our technical director here and also our emotional support helping us out. But it's almost to the point where do we want to win? I
mean, I know everybody in the building does. I don't think it hurts the franchise to lose. I think if we're trying, the rest of these games, we'll probably win 2 or 3.
Yeah, like I said, I think the Raiders game.
The difference between 7 and 5 wins is probably going to be 5 or 6 picks.
Yeah, Derek Carr is going to have a really good game against the Raiders, or else he's going to. If he loses to the Raiders.
The way Brock Bowers has been playing, it's possible.
Oh, my goodness. We need Malcolm Jenkins back, huh?
No. He was great in every game except that game against Darren Waller. Just about.
And I guess he was on the Raiders then, huh? Mm-hmm. So that was definitely one of those games where, oh, my goodness, get this man off the field. But he finished really strong.
Oh, yeah.
And I think, speaking of, our safety, and we kind of talked about him earlier, Tyrann will be good to go this week.
Oh, that's huge.
They said it was more of a precautionary thing that he was out.
I saw him on the sidelines. He was angry.
He was mad, dude.
He was mad, throwing his helmet mad.
I wonder if that's because they benched him in terms of, we want to make sure he's safe.
Yeah.
But that being said, we should beat these Giants. I mean, I don't think. Here's my thing.
Do I think one superstar on offense, and that's Malik Neighbors, and
he's really good.
And other than that, offense should just.
I mean, their quarterback's not great.
Should hold them.
Their running back's not great.
Yeah.
Their O-line isn't, it's not great.
They're probably saying the same thing about our D-line and wide receiving core and tight end core.
Yeah, our wide receivers aren't great.
Yeah.
But, we have AK. Our O-line's a little healthier. Yeah. We have 2 pretty good tackles. I mean, Trevor Penning has been.
Bub had 4 or 5 catches the last time we saw him too. So.
Yeah, I remember we had we were talking to a fan behind us at the stadium, and they were all, "Oh, my Bub Memes. I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get his jersey." And then
who?
So, well, look. Do I think we're gonna win? Yeah, probably. Do I think we should win? Probably not. I think the Giants are probably the top or a bottom 3 team.
Yeah.
Down there with, the Panthers.
Jaguars.
The Jags. Yeah, the Jags are pretty bad. Titans.
Playing well.
Yeah. All those teams are pretty bad.
Can't forget the Jets.
The Saints. But the Giants are definitely, I would say, maybe 32, 31 in terms of how bad they are. They're definitely in a position where they need to figure it out because they're at rock bottom.
Yeah, I mean, they're always putting money and draft capital into that team. And it just never hit. They never get better.
Yeah, well, maybe they'll be in position to draft a quarterback. Maybe they'll get. They're not going to get Shador because apparently that he's not going to play for them.
Really?
I mean, you've heard all the stuff with Dion.
He said that they wouldn't send him to the Giants.
I don't think the Giants are one of the teams he would. Who knows? Maybe. I could be wrong. There's a couple. Maybe Quinn Ewers or shoot, I don't know. Who's another one that's going to be in this draft?
Carson Beck.
Carson Beck?
No, nobody wants him.
I don't know. It's weird. Georgia's been such a powerhouse these past couple of years, but their quarterbacks have not. Who is the Stetson Bennett?
Stetson Bennett.
He's on the Rams right now.
Matt Stafford guy. He'll never make it in the NFL.
He's probably the last good NFL quarterback to come out of there. But anyways. But no, I'm going to stick with I think we're going to win. I think you said we're going to win. We will summon the expert panel once more, and we will get together with them, the council, and figure that out. And you'll see, we actually make them drive all the way over to the studio to tell us what their pick is, and then we tell them to leave. Yeah. We don't have like a group chat on Snapchat or anything.
No.
But, here it is right there. That's our expert panel. Me and Alex dropped this week in Vegas has taken a 2-2, I wouldn't say win, but 2-point lead. You know what I mean? He's two right guesses ahead of us. Yeah. I think you're one ahead of me. So
he's one ahead of me and Aaron, and then.
So it's I think next year.
Place, though, I think. There you go.
Yeah, definitely. I started hating on the Saints in this. So I think next year we're gonna do some type of competition out of it with those group of people. I think it'll be the same group. If it's not, we'll know.
Maybe add more.
Yeah, who knows?
A couple more. I have a buddy who wants.
Maybe like a kind of a fantasy football thing where they, you bet something, and whoever wins at the end of the year gets to be on the show. And if one of us wins, we'll do a us talking to the other person, not like edit you in to two people. So like cut to you in the chair. I guess I have like a little side futon thing here people can sit on. Or it's it's not a foot, it's like an ottoman.
There you go.
Anyways. But yeah, we'll have a different setup, sort of. This is kind of a temporary thing. I think I'm gonna get a bigger backdrop. I'm gonna get the shelves. That way we can kind of scoot things out. PJ may not always be here, but she's here in our hearts as always. But anyways, guys, we appreciate you watching as always. I hope you stick with us throughout the rest of this season. It's gonna be a fun off season. New head coach, coming on. It'll be our. I think the draft will be our 1 year anniversary of starting the show. So that'd be kind of cool. Back in kind of April-ish, talking about the draft. I think we filmed the first episode on night 2 of the draft.
Yeah. And we still have the same needs, just about.
Yeah. Defensive edge, wide receiver, not tackle though.
Yeah.
Tackle's been pretty good. Fuaga's look good. Penning is improved. Yeah. I know we've talked about it, but out of all the stuff that's gone on this season, Penning is not the reason.
Yeah.
But another thing, I think the draft night, I don't know if I've talked to you about it too much, but I'd like to maybe do live stream. Yeah. We could do it right here. I can have it up on the TV here, and we could do maybe a little live stream. I don't think I can actually stream it. I think they'll copyright us, but you could get our live reaction of us making fun of whichever bus the Falcons pick.
Oh yeah.
Who'd they pick last time? Michael Penix.
Oh.
I'll make sure to turn the Twitter notifications off that night. I remember getting that, and I was like, Michael Penix, that's a missed. Somebody.
He's sitting there on the bench after Kirk Cousins threw 4 interceptions this weekend.
It'll be interesting. It'll definitely be interesting. But anyways, guys, we appreciate you watching. Alex, you have anything else for us?
I would just appreciate all you subscribers. Just keep liking and commenting and sharing the videos. We appreciate all y'all. We'd love to grow a little bit more.
Yeah.
Happy to have each one of you with us along the way for the journey.
Of course. And as always, guys, we'll see you next week.
Talking